The Web That Has No Weaver, Understanding Chinese Medicine. Chapter 2. The Fundamental Textures, Qi, Blood, Essence, Spirit, and Fluids, or the basic ingredients of human life. The highly developed constructs of chemistry, biochemistry, anatomy, and physiology that form the groundwork for modern biomedicine are of little importance to traditional East Asian medicine. What concerns it is organizing signs and symptoms to arrive at an accurate perception of what is going on. Chinese medicine, therefore, has a very limited theory of the human organism itself, where biomedicine, seeking a pathological mechanism behind the veil of symptoms, needs a theory that also goes beyond the meeting of patient and doctor to an auxiliary body of knowledge. Chinese medicine rarely looks farther than the patient. There is no expectation of an underlying pathological mechanism behind the appearance. Any theory is necessary only to guide the physician's perceptions. Because this is a book on fundamental perspectives and principles, it is mainly about how the Oriental physician looks at human beings and perceives a clinical landscape. The word diagnosis may be close to what is being described, but if this word is used in this book, it is meant improvisationally. Any classificatory category is not meant as a discrete entity. Rather, it is a temporary synthesis that is to be pragmatically tested in the therapeutic intervention. What concerns the Chinese physician is gaining a flexible perspective on the dynamic texture of a person's life. For the Chinese clinician, the first goal, at least after making the initial therapeutic alliance, is to organize signs and symptoms into an emblematic image. Any description of imbalance allows the physician to reflexively consider a suitable clinical response. Any label or diagnosis is understood to be a set of words that allows disclosure between patient and physician, between physicians and society in general. It is not meant to be mistaken for the ineffable flux that makes a person a unique being. The essential ideas of Chinese medicine are not elaborate. They are not even strictly the province of the physician. Most of them are the views about health and disease that are shared by the ordinary members of Chinese society. These ideas include axioms, modes of perception, and organization schema. The truth of many of these ideas exists in the deep cultural orientation and root intuitions of a unique civilization. Any attempt to prove these organizing principles may be a non sequitur and fertile. They represent a worldview that is prior to argument and proof. They may just be another point of departure for approaching the phenomenal world. These ideas are cultural and speculative constructs that provide a framework and direction. There are a few secrets of Oriental wisdom buried in this book. When presented outside the context of Chinese civilization or of practical diagnosis and therapeutics, these ideas can seem fragmented and without great significance. The practical truth of these ideas lies in the way the physician can use them to treat real people with real complaints. They are valuable because they comprise a medical paradigm that makes possible the substantive discussion of what is going on, thereby allowing the physician to understand people and discern patterns of disharmony. The idea also guides the use of therapeutics. Because this is a book of fundamental principles and perspectives, it is mainly about diagnosis. Its counterpart in the West would be about chemistry and biology, or anatomy and physiology. This chapter begins with a discussion of the of the all-important Chinese notion of qi and resonance, and revisit the Chinese understanding of causality, and the microcosm landscape. It then proceeds to describe the fundamental textures of human life and their relationships. The fundamental textures are the basic human subcategories of the universal substratum that the Chinese call qi. Finally, this chapter will introduce ideas and a vocabulary that will lead later on into a fuller exposition of the human landscape and what is going on within it. It is important to remember that Chinese medical theory does not move in a linear way from proposition to proposition. Instead, learning Chinese medicine is like going from simple drawings to fine paintings. The whole is always present. The yin and yang can only be refined, never abandoned. Qi and resonance. The notion of qi is as fundamental to Chinese culture and medical thought as yin and yang. Like these polar complementary opposites, no one English word or phrase can adequately capture qi's meaning. One can say that, for the Chinese, everything in the universe, inorganic and organic, is composed of and defined by its qi. Mountains, plants, and human emotions all have qi. Qi is not so much a force added to lifeless matter, but the state of being of any phenomena. For the Chinese, qi is the pulsation of the cosmos itself. Qi is not some primordial, immutable material, nor is it mere vital energy, although the word is occasionally so translated. Chinese thought does not easily distinguish between matter and energy. We might think that qi is somewhere in between, a kind of matter on the verge of becoming energy, or energy at the point of materializing. But it is far beyond this simple attempt to bridge the chasm of a Western dichotomy. In a single syllable, the word qi proclaims one of the deepest root intuitions of Chinese civilization. Qi is thread connecting all being. Qi is the common denominator of all things, from mineral to human. Qi allows any phenomenon to maintain its cohesiveness, grow, and transform into other forms. Metamorphosis is possible because qi takes myriad forms. Qi is the potential and actualization of transformation. The universe moves, ceaselessly manifests and engenders because of qi. Qi is the fundamental quality of being and becoming. Without qi, there would be no yin and yang. Qi is the universe's underlying pragmatic texture that explains change, the inexhaustible ink of the world. Qi takes countless forms. Qi allows things to become other things. But qi is more than cause. Qi is the cause, process, and outcome of all activity in the cosmos. Qi is a ceaseless throbbing, the substratum of the cosmos. In the classical physics and the common parlance of the modern West, change is produced by one object exerting a force on another. Change is from external movement. Matter is inert. External force propels change. There is a basic dichotomy. Obviously, modern notions of physics have begun to modify these notions, but for modern medicine and everyday reality, these notions persist. As we have mentioned earlier, For the Chinese, causation is primarily an inner transformation. Qi does not cause change. Qi is present before, during, and after any metamorphosis. The change has to do with the manifestation of what is already inherent in the earlier state. Things transform because Qi takes on different forms. Qi is a propensity or inclinations of things. At the most embryonic stage, the tendency towards the fullness of actualization is already latent. While change is primarily internal, forms of being can influence other forms of being. Things evoke change in another thing. Things evoke change in other things. For the Chinese, this kind of causing or inductance, however, is not because of an external compulsion. Things influence other things because they connect or elicit what is already at disposition in things. This ability for one thing to influence another is called in Chinese gang-in, which is usually translated resonance. If Qi is the link, resonance is the method. The Qi of the sun, rain, and soil resonate with the Qi of the seed to bring forth a plant that already contains the germ of the plant and the qualities that sun, rain, and soil touch. Anger can be aggressive awareness of another person. Self-reflection can foster the same Qi of awareness to manifest as a benevolent concern for the other. The Qi of illness can be transformed into healthy Qi by a medicine that resonates between the two parties' particular states. Illness contains a seed of health. Resonance is a process by which a thing, when stimulated, spontaneously responds according to the natural guidelines of the particular phases of vital energy engendered in itself and active in the situation. The Qi does not cause change. The Qi is present before, during, and after the transformation. One Qi elicits the propensity of another Qi that shares a similar kind of frequency. Things energize each other. Through resonance, one Qi evokes another. Resonance allows the universe or any of its parts to influence a human being. In fact, the macrocosm-microcosm relationship discussed earlier is possible because of resonance. The universe can affect a human being because a person already contains latent forms of the cosmic Qi. Otherwise, a person would be impervious to outside influences. Causality is relationships of resonance and resemblance. Connection, contact, and compulsion is the intimacy of a similar Qi. The Neijing eloquently explains, heaven is round and earth is square. The roundness of the head and squareness of the earth resonate accordingly. Heaven has the sun and moon. Humans have 2 eyes. Earth has 9 provinces. Humans have 9 orifices. Heaven has thunder and lightning. Humans have sound and speech. Heaven has wind and rain. Humans have joy and anger. Heaven has 5 musical sounds. Humans have 5 in-organs. Heaven has winter and summer. Humans have cold and hot. Heaven has yin and yang, and humans have husband and wife. Earth has 12 rivers. Humans have 12 meridians. Heaven has morning and evening. Humans go to sleep and wake. Earth has times of no crops, so humans can be childless. In these ways, heaven and earth resonate with humans. The Chinese believe that the human cosmos in miniature is a statement of relationship and fact. For the Chinese, the landscape metaphor of the last chapter is more than a descriptive device. It is a statement of resonance and interpenetration. Components of the universe, the qi of herbs, plants, animal parts, and stones, acupuncture points, junction of the human rivers, lifestyle activities, movement and rest, food and relationships, or living environment, seasons, weather, or even air conditioning, share a resonating frequency that already exists in a person. A medicine or a conscious shift in a person's behavior can resonate with the condition within a person. For example, a pattern of disharmony, and induce a person towards health. Also, the different layers of human life, as disparate as corporeal, psychological, ecological, and moral mutually interact for the same reason. Their various forms of qi resonate. Qi is a cosmic breath that unites disparate forms.